Hey everyone. Seems like it's been a long time since my last video, but I always try and make sure that I bring you some good content. So, this is the deck that I took to the Manchester Regional yesterday. I ended up getting 10th place, so just outside the top 8, but I think I was the highest finishing Wart player there. I don't think there were many, but the deck performed really well for me, so this is my deck profile and tournament report. Okay, start things off, one Diva. Diva was absolutely amazing whenever I saw it. I wish it was at 2 or 3. You can dream. 3 Naptivus. Whenever I saw this card, I thought that I was going to win. The card does so much. The fact that the effect is a cost as well means that you can bait out the strikes. It's pretty amazing. Next up, 2 Dragoons. Have to play 2 Dragoons, searches everything. 2 Marksmen. I went with 2 over 3 because there isn't really that much back row that you want to be blowing up that's face down. So, but it does have some usage. You can use it to grab Naptivus when you attack with it. With 3 Heavy Infantry. Just because you want to blow up face up threats so that your OTK can go through. 1 Mullen Glacier. It's absurd how easy you can make this card. It's ridiculously easy to drop, nets you so much advantage. Abyss Megalo. I went with 3 just because my water count is quite high. I really wanted to draw this card. Even drawing multiples of this card, at worst you just ditch it, it's another water. This card is your main OTK. A little sub-engine, I went with double Genix Undyne and 1 copy of Controller. This engine is quite debated because of the controller aspect, but I find it's the best starter other than Diva and Naptivus, and you need to get out of that early game. The sooner you get Dragoons access, the better. Onto the hand traps. I played Triple Maxi. Honestly, Triple Maxi, possibly MVP at the event. I always chose to go second with this deck, and when Draco Pals go first, they either push or they leave themselves without any defense and you OTK them anyway. So, this card's amazing. Went with 2 Ghost Ogre. I did this mainly because I expected a lot of Draco Pals, and the card's a morale attack in either turn. It's extremely aggressive. I also mained double Gamma Seal, the Kaiju Turtle, and this was the worst card in the deck. I did this because the Cosmo matchup is absolutely abhorrent, but it never came up. When I drew it, it was useless. Followed by, behind Maxi, these cards, absolutely crucial. If you're going second, you want to OTK, clearing their boards. This format is essentially, build a board, can my opponent break my board? Yes. Can they build a board that I can't break? No. Okay, I win. So, having Dark Hole Raigeki simplifies the game state, makes it easier to OTK. Crucial card for the deck, Instant Fusion. Anytime you see this card, you know that you're going to get major pluses. Abusing Dragoons with this. I did one play where I normal summon Genix Controller, Instant Fusion, Norden, brought up a Maxi, and made Trishula. It just opens so many plays for you. And because you've got all the tuners, you've got the Ghost Ogre, the Genix Controller, the Diva, it just opens your synchro plays. 1 for 1. It's just another way to get to Naptivus, but I don't think I saw it all day. Abyss Scale. This is pretty amazing. Loads of people had to read this card. It just forces your opponent to waste resources. If you can Mullen Glacier them and then use this, you've got even more protection. I chose to play double Salvage for this event. This card, honestly, it had some good points, it had some bad points. When I saw it, it was kind of win more because I was already in winning positions, and opening it without access to Naptivus is absolutely awful, so I don't know whether I'll keep that in the deck. Next, for the trap lineup, I went with 1 Solemn Warning. The glare on that ulti is ridiculous. 1 Solemn Warning, double Strike. Honestly, Strike was amazing. I didn't want to play 3, but I think I will do in the future, provided the ban list lets me. And I also mained 2 anti-spell fragrance. I did this because it's good against Draco Pals, it's good against Monarch, and yeah, it's a fantastic card, and I love maining Floodgates. If you've seen any of my previous videos, you'll know that's a theme. The extra deck, 1 Tatsunoku, amazing card, allows Mooling Glacier. Herald, pairing this up with Mooling Glacier is incredible, banishing their cards. It comes up a lot. Also, if I want to push and I want to be safe of back row, Herald. Chambara, this, I didn't make this at all yesterday, but this has come up a lot in testing. It's just an easy way to put more damage on the board, and it's better than the alternatives. Level 6 Blackwing, Nothing in the Starlight. This main usage is to get over big Cosmo ships, pairing it with an Abyss Dweller. And again, better than the alternatives for level 6. But with Coral Dragon coming out, we might have a new toy to play with. Black Rose Dragon, this was incredible. I remember one game where I completely blew up my opponent's board, took away all of his scales and everything. Then Mullen Glaciered his Skull Crobat Joker, left him with absolutely nothing, and then set Strike and Anti-Spell. I won that game. Trishula, I made this a lot. This is probably my favourite card in the extra deck. I love playing Mermails and Shaddoll just because they can make this card whenever they want. Leo, this never came up, but it was mainly in there for the Cosmo matchup. It's also good against BA. Norden, hopefully this survives the ban list. Hopefully. It's incredible, especially in water. I think we abuse it better than any other deck. Silent Honorarch, this never came up, I never made this. Hope Woven Dragon, again, another card like Silent Honorarch. It abuses Dragoons, it has a great effect when it goes to the grave. You definitely need to play this card, but I never needed to make it. Dweller, I went with 2, just because one of the hardest matches you're going to face is the BA Phantom Knight deck. You need this card to beat that. You need it against Cosmo to stop the floating. It's good against Monarch. It pumps up you guys for OTKs. And it crucially gives you a Dragoon search. 1 Castel, I think I made this once and it won me the game. And Sky Cavalry, when you brick and you've got the little Atlanteans, you can use this as a way to get over Cosmo ships. That's the main reason it was in there. Side deck, I went with 2 MST. I went with 2 MST over double Twin Twister, just because there is a lack of things that I want to ditch with my hand. It's a combo deck and I need everything in my hand to be able to pull off an OTK, so double MST simplifies the game state. Forbidden Chalice, I went with this in the side. It's a great answer to Abyss Dweller. Also helps get over Rafflesia. And it's a pseudo effect Veiler, really. So it's good against Monarch. I went with 3 System Down. System Down, fantastic card. It won me the game against Cosmo. It's absolute blowout in that matchup. The 3rd Anti-Spell Fragrance, Monarch and Draco Pals. I haven't seen many people playing this card, but I went with Double Chain Disappearance as an answer to the Phantom Knight Burning Abyss deck. But it's also good against Monarch. 3 Iron Wall. I saw this against Cosmo and it lost me the game, ironically, but that was more that I bricked. I didn't see any monsters, so he just kept beating me down with Farm Girls. And the last card was Double Gozen Match. Gozen Match wins the game against Draco Pals. There's nothing they can do. There's nothing they can do which can frighten you after that point. And it's also actually quite good against Monarch. I remember my opponent, who actually won the events, he summoned the Quantum Red Layer, and he was locked out from doing anything after that point. He couldn't do anything. So, anyway, the deck performed really well. In the end, my final record was 5-2. I played against 2 Draco Pal decks. I played against 2 Monarch. And Cosmo, 2 Cosmo. That's 6. What was my last round? Oh, Burning Abyss Phantom Knight, of course. And my 2 losses were the Monarch players. So I hope you guys give this deck a go. Hopefully the ban list is kind to us. Hopefully Norden survives. Probably won't, but there you go. Enjoy.